let me tell you about my experience with Stihl customer service. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. I hope everybody's having a great week, a better week than I had last week. I had to make a phone call to Stihl customer service. And let me tell you, when I got off the phone, I was so mad, I was shaking. Now, I do want to start out with a disclaimer here, because every time I make a video where I'm, not saying nice things about Stihl or Echo or Husqvarna, people in the comment section start bashing them, thinking that they're all bad, which they're not. In fact, 4 out of the last 5 videos and shorts I put out were talking about how great the certain Stihl I was working on was. You might see me in an Echo shirt or a Husqvarna shirt. That's just because I used to sell a bunch of Echo, so I have a bunch of shirts. And Husqvarna, they sent me a bunch of clothes, which was pretty awesome. And I only don't wear Stihl stuff because nobody's given it to me and I don't buy clothes. So that's my disclaimer before this story. I own a bunch of Stihl equipment that is some of their best equipment. I have my BR400. I've got a BR350. I have a Stihl Trimmer 56. I've got a MS044. And I own 2 Stihl pole saws. I like my Stihl equipment. But this story doesn't have to do with my equipment. It has to do with the customers. For the last 6 months, I have been battling some unfixable chainsaws. Now, you might have seen one or both of them in some of the videos that I made, and they have to do with these Stihl MS362s. Now, my customer bought 2 identical, brand new Stihl 362s from a dealer at the beginning of this year. In May, he brought them to me. They were out of warranty because commercial customers only get 3 months of warranty with Stihl, which is ridiculous. And both of them had the same exact issues. Both of them were idling high, or they wouldn't start, or you'd pull them out of the wood and they would take off running on themselves, like they were sucking air. He brought both of them into me, and you saw one in a video, I think it was in May, of me trying to adjust the carburetor. At that time, I did a ton of adjusting, could never get it to run right. All of a sudden, I cleaned the tank vent, and miraculously it started running. Ron took it outside in that video, cut some wood with it, it ran perfect. And although we were both a little confused about just cleaning the tank vent and my carburetor adjustments, I didn't even know where I was at anymore with it, we were just sort of at a loss because it just started running perfect. Guess it was the tank vent.
I guess it was a tank vent.
Huh, that's not every day. Gave it back to the customer and it took less than a month and it started acting the same. Now, what you didn't know at that time is I had his other saw in the shop, the one that he bought at the exact same time, that was having the same issues, and I couldn't get it to run right. So finally, I went to Facebook, because the last thing I like is when a customer has to bring their equipment back over and over again. And when I went to Facebook, I did an all call to all my Stihl people. Could you help me out? I have these 2 MS362s. They're not the M-Tronic, they're not the C, and they both have the same kind of running issue. They would just take off, run sporadic constantly. But at one point, I noticed that the air filter base wasn't mounting correctly. Like when you tightened it down, it looked like you could still see the choke flapper behind it. So when I told the people on Facebook this, they said, oh yeah, there's a service bulletin on the 362. If it's in this serial model range, you can take it to the repair shop. They'll do a leak down test on it, see if it's the manifold, and replace it. So we're like, hallelujah, yes, we figured it out. It's not going to be an issue. I'm going to have my customer take it back to his Stihl dealer. They're going to do this service bulletin, warranty repair, and everything's going to be great, right? No. So his saws were in the serial number break for this service bulletin. It says, what's the customer's complaint? The machine shows an abnormalities in operation, running behavior. An example is increased idle speed. The engine idles faster than normal. That's exactly what these 2 saws both are doing. I told him to pick up his chainsaws, take them back to the dealer, and they should repair them under warranty. So some time passes, I don't think about it for a while, and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I better find out if he ever got those saws fixed. Send him a message and he says, yeah, I took them in, they put 2 brand new carburetors on them, and they're still doing the same thing. And now one is smoking like crazy. So why did they put the carburetors on there? These are pretty much brand new chainsaws. One of them I had for a very long time. They haven't been ran that much. but 2 identical chainsaws that happened to be under this service bulletin needed brand new carbs. So he asked me if I would go with him to the dealer to drop the chainsaws off. Maybe I needed to explain it better. So I did. But when we show up, I set the saws on the counter and the guy says, "What's going on? Same air leak?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He says they're still not running right. And I let him know that at one point I saw that choke flapper behind the air filter cover. So it was something that he might want to check. It was not a big deal. He said, "All right, we'll get him checked out." Takes him to the back. Now, after we left there, though, I find out from my customer, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it. I assumed that Stihl had a year warranty on these saws, but it's only 3 months. And he tells me that he spent $80 for each carburetor and $70 of labor for them to do the leak down test and put the carburetors on. He paid $300 and they still weren't running right. Which I'm not totally blaming the shop at this point because, I couldn't fix them either. Something is wrong with them, which I assumed was the manifold. So my first irk is my customer, who I keep calling customer, but I've known this guy for over a decade. He's one of my best customers. He's commercial. Like 15% of the chainsaws that you see in my videos are his. I mean, I would invite this guy's family to a Christmas party. We're close. So when I say customer, he's really a good friend. So at this point, I'm like, okay, we'll just wait. They got your saws. We'll just see what they do. A couple days later, they give him a phone call, say your saws are ready. He goes to pick them up to find that he has another $150 bill for 2 more leak down tests. And at this point, he's sort of pissed. He's like, "Why am I paying for more leak down tests?" And the guy behind the counter says, "Well, that's what she said to do." I never said that. I said you might want to check the air filter base. And that is another reason why he doesn't like to go back to Stihl dealers to have his stuff fixed. Do they call and say, "Oh, by the way, it's not under warranty. You're going to owe us $300. No. Do they call and say, "Oh, we're going to charge you $150 for leak down tests"? No. I just couldn't do that to a customer, especially when they think that they're bringing their saws back after you just put brand new carburetors on them and they're still having running issues. For them to charge him another $150? I mean, that's insane to me. So we're done. We're done taking him to the shop. So I tell him immediately, bring me the saws. I want to, start them up myself. I want to see how they're running. From the shop, he comes directly here with the chainsaws. We start them up and both of them are idling high again. As you just start them up, the chain is turning and jerking, which it wasn't really a big deal. We just lowered the idle a little bit and they ran perfect. So I don't know what that was about. So now we're at the point where he's using one of them. I'm going to get back with him to see how that one's running. And this one, I wanted to investigate and tear down again. Now, it is running really well right now, so that's not an issue. When I tore it down, I did find this, though, on the intake boot. And I don't know what could have caused it, if it's a manufacturer defect or if it's from the carburetor on these certain models have a little black plastic piece that fits into the intake. It might have smushed it, but the only defect I could see was this little bit of deformity on the inside of the intake boot. So if you are a Stihl dealer or mechanic and this is part of that bulletin, will you let me know? Because I don't know the specifics of what the bulletin was about, like what was wrong with the manifold to have to change them. So after spending $450 to have the chainsaws fixed, I decided, you know what, I'm going to call customer service because I was an Echo dealer for a long time. And if I had something like that with a service bulletin and a customer brought their unit in and part of the service bulletin says to run a leak down test when his saws are underneath this service bulletin, when the serial number break, it says to run a leak down test to see if the saws are leaking. So couldn't they have just charged Stihl for these tests since there's a service bulletin on them instead of charging my friend? Well, that's what I called customer service to find out. And I have never been so disappointed in my life that I did not record a phone call. The first thing I do when I get a hold of somebody is ask them, hey, I think my mistake was saying I have a customer instead of my friend or just saying he was my husband or something like that, was I have a customer that has 2 MS362s that are under this service bulletin. What's the first thing out of his mouth? There hasn't been a service bulletin on Stihl MS362s in years. That's what he said, which is a lie. So I say, I'm holding one in my hand. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, well, it's 002.2025. Is that the number? I don't know. Do I need to give you another number? But I'm holding a service bulletin from February of this year in my hand. So he goes silent for about 45 seconds to where I'm like, did you find it? He's like, okay, yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. And from that point on, I can only say the way he treated me was combative. Pretty much he explained that it's on the dealer's discretion on whether they charge the customer or charge, Stihl, that they're not babysitters to their dealers. And that, he was so rude. I can't even remember half of what he said. But this is the part that got me. When he told me he didn't even understand why I was calling, why I'm even in the equation, that this is an issue for the customer, his dealer, and them, that I shouldn't even be involved. But you know what the problem with that is my customer already tried to take care of it at the dealer, and now he's $450 poorer with saws that are probably going to do the same thing because it's a progressive issue. Every time we thought these saws were okay, they progressively got worse over a few weeks to a month. Like a manifold thing loosening up, sucking air, or a tank vent getting dirty or something over time. Something weird. But the kicker is if my customer would have just called you, customer service, after having spent $450 on 2 saws, you would have told them that the bulletin doesn't even exist. And that would have been the end of the conversation. You would have never looked for it. So I told him, I'm calling because even though these guys run these saws every single day, they don't know anything about the mechanics or warranty or service bulletins. I'm calling because I'm advocating for my customer. By the end of the conversation, he finally admitted that yes, those first 2 leak down tests that he got in the beginning, Stihl would have paid for them. My customer, my friend, didn't need to pay for those first 2 tests. That it was under the bulletin, Stihl would have done it. And that's all I wanted to know. So needless to say, I will never call Stihl customer service again. And I know I might have just got one bad egg. I guess it's vicinity, like wherever you are in the United States, you get some certain service, customer service area. A lot of people said, was it Blue Mountain or something like that? No, everybody said those guys are great. My guys, on the other hand, I don't hear many good things about. So I'm going to give this chainsaw back to my customer. He's running the other one. He's going to run both of them. We're going to see how they turn out, and I'll let you know. Because although I wanted to just go ahead and order the manifolds myself and pay for them and put them on, make a video about them and see what happens, guess what? There are no manifolds. You can't get them. They're back ordered for who knows how long. So what has that shown me? Again, that I am here for a reason, that I make these videos so you can fix your own stuff, so you have the confidence to do it, so you have the know-how, because I'm here to save you time, money, and frustration. So guys, thanks again for tuning into Chickanic. If you find yourself coming back over and over again, think about hitting that subscribe button. And if you ain't tired of me yet, check this video out right here.